To me, being the landscape architecture student is learning all you can to become a steward of the environment. Our job is to make connections between people and their surroundings through design, and I feel like that's one of the biggest things we do as landscape architects is learn how to make those connections for people.
To me, being a landscape architecture student means that I get to make a difference in my community. At some point in time, whenever I leave this school and start my profession, and that means a lot to me because I care a lot about the environment and my impact on the world.
I think of landscape architecture as being the blend between the natural and the built environment. So I see us as having a way to connect the two and have people enjoy more natural spaces.
I feel like being a large student, it definitely means a very high commitment to what we're doing and believe in our design can really make an effort on the environment, but at the same time be open-minded to other people's opinions and design. I feel like I definitely learned a lot by joining this program, and then try different things and then listen to others.
I chose Penn State because it had the best ranking of any landscape architecture. And when I came and visited and saw the environment in the building, I was hooked from the first look.
That one's a little bit more interesting. At first, it was really intimidating. There's a lot of people at this school, and it would just seem like way too many people. I come from a lot smaller town. And once I talked to some students in the program, they told me it was a little bit different in this building. You start to grow this little family around you. Staying with the program, I've really started to form that family around me, and I feel like it's not something that any major besides ours can say, that we form bonds that most majors don't get to.
I chose Penn State because of the marching band, actually. So it's not a reason as to why I chose Penn State, it's a reason why I stayed at Penn State. And that's because I just couldn't find a more welcoming environment in which I was accepted for being myself. And to me, that means more than anything else. So because I already experienced a sense of community here, I wasn't ready to leave that at all. So no matter which direction I headed in for my major, I still felt like I was a part of something greater than myself.
So I applied to a lot of different colleges when I was in high school. I didn't really, before I went to college, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I was thinking a big universities that can give me a lot of options and different clubs that I can join, and then that can help me to get a broader ideas of what I can do in colleges. So I was looking for a bigger universities, but at the same time I was a little bit afraid that a bigger universities might be difficult for me to find my place in a university. What I like about Penn State is that it has a big university settings, but in this college it's very small. Everyone knows each other and they know the professors really well. So it's having the advantage of big universities, but at the same time small, kind of a smaller settings as well, being this major.
So my best experience I've had here as a landscape architect would be getting the chance to work on projects that are, in a sense, real. It kind of makes the whole experience worthwhile and kind of gives you a kind of a feel for what you're going to be doing when you leave Penn State and the landscape architecture program.
Well, it always seems like the final project we do somehow sets me up for an experience to gain over the summer. For example, this year we just so happened to learn GIS, and at first I just thought it was really cool. It's a really cool program to learn. And at an interview for an internship with the Maryland Park Service, I brought up that I had used GIS, and they seemed very happily surprised that I did know how to use it, and I feel like that's the reason I got that job, internship for the summer. they saw that I had experience that a lot of people didn't have.
I think the most rewarding academic experience being here is the one-on-one attention you get from professors and being able to talk to them and communicate your design and get their input on your end stuff.
Being this major, I like how we have 3 or 2 professors at the same time for our class. Like we have enough time for us to talk to the professors and really go into depth about what we can do and how to improve ourselves. And then at the same time, we have a lot of field trips that we can gain more perspectives in this profession. And then once again, like be open-minded to other people's suggestions and designs.
I think the most valuable skill from being here is being able to give criticism and also receive it, because it's going to make your work better and stronger.
The most valuable skill I've learned so far being here is definitely networking. And it's not about the networking that you're going to do when you're trying to get a job. It's about the networking you do here as a student with the people who run this institution, the people who teach you, the people that are in the office. Those people are more than likely to help you more than anybody ever can or will as you're here. So it just makes a huge difference, you know, like considering yourself have a close relationship to all of your professors and the institution.
I would say the ability to think from different perspectives, because for design it's kind of a personal thing, but it's not, because when we design something out, it's going to be used by the public, by people that come from different backgrounds, different opinions. So we really need to think from think about a lot of other stuff, because it's not about just us anymore. So I would say really open to different kinds of changes, suggestions. That would be a very valuable experience.
Cool. By far, the most important skill I've learned is speaking my ideas, speaking up about what I believe in. We talk all the time in front of our peers here. It's not uncommon to be in front of 30, 40 people for a presentation, and I feel like that's made me a lot stronger and confident speaker. It comes really in handy during interviews or talking to any future employer. Having the ability to talk about your work and speak your mind, it really helps, and I hope to fine-tune that over the next 2 years as well.
After I achieve my bachelor's in landscape architecture, I hope to practice for a few years, and then I'm thoroughly considering to receive my master's. Not sure the direction I'll head in yet, but I want to receive my master's so eventually I can start a business of my own and focus on the goals that I deem important.
I think I would definitely find a job first, and then to see if to gain more hands-on experience with like in the professions, and then to see what I need to improve. Probably, if it's necessary, I probably will go to graduate school, but I'm more leaning on to find a job and then get more hands-on experience.
Cool.
I see myself going to work into a firm, preferably a large firm, to have more experience with people and working together to create great projects that are successful to the community.
Cool. With my bachelor's in landscape architecture, I plan to actually go in the field of conservation planning. I know that's a path that's a little bit different than most people in this building. I just want people to know why I'm doing that. I've seen firsthand how urban sprawl can come and kind of take away the land. I lost the wilderness I used to play around in as a kid, so I feel that if I can save one person's childhood wilderness, I feel like I'll have succeeded in a way that only a landscape architect could.